Hey everybody, Comic Crack. Been reading through some books and wanted to just say a couple words about them. This I didn't show in a video. This was something that I found at Red River Bookshop. The first Saturday of every month, he's got the upstairs open. And I found this sucker. I might have posted photos on my Twitter, but here's what it is, basically. Fantastic. First of all, how much? This one was a bit pricier, 30 bucks. But I love Wolverton. And this is just filled with all sorts of madness. Spaghetti hair galore. One that I really liked in here was this. The manly art. And it's basically a boxer. So there's the bell, right to the nose, left to the midsection, left to the ear, uppercut, right to the chest, and all the facial features without the actual fist in place. It's just absolute genius. A left to the eye. I absolutely adore Wolverton, and this is some prime insanity here. Page after page, and then a bit of a color section as well too, which is fantastic. More color stuff. And then at the very beginning, there's a nice long write-up about him and his career, and there he is there. So yeah, really great score, that one. I found Lone Sloan Delirious by Druyer and Loeb. This is volume 2 in the Titan Comics reissues of Lone Sloan. Number 3 comes out, is it this month or is it July? I can't remember. I've ordered it from Galaxy Comics, and I asked them if they could get the first book in for me as well. This was a really great read. The story didn't blow my mind. It was good. It was really enjoyable reading. What blew me away were these interior pages. This art and the page layouts and the way that he uses panels and these crazy fucking creatures that litter the pages are just absolutely amazing. I love this page here. Really incredible stuff. Instant love for this guy. A bunch of the heavy metals that I got recently are chock full of Druyer as well, that I'm really excited to dive into. If you see this, this was 20 bucks American, 25 Canadian, 15 pounds, I guess that is, or euros, pounds. Fantastic book. Loved it. Also at the Red River Bookshop upstairs, they had a bunch of like bande dessinée stuff, these great volumes of books. So I picked up 3 from Humanoids. They ranged from $8 to $10, I think. So this book was 8 bucks. This is Deicide, Rage Against the Gods, Carlos Portela and Das Pastores. Never heard of the book, don't know the artists. Love the art in this. I'm almost done this one. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. The art in this is fantastic. The story itself is a little... the premise is interesting. The writing isn't that great. Their dialogue... I don't know, there's something lacking from the dialogue itself. But the individual pages and the art is really incredible, and I like the general idea of it. But it just didn't... I don't know, it just doesn't flow nicely for me. This is really good. He goes into a trance to see what he has to basically achieve in this hunt. There's a hunt that's going to allow him to marry one of the women in the tribe, one of the leaders' daughters in the tribe, and he's got to kind of prove himself by going on this hunt. But before he does that, he goes into kind of a trance and gets enveloped by this kind of flower and transported to another state of being where he converses with one of their gods, and she kind of passes on some information to him. So, great looking book, just not the best story. Enki Bilal, Pierre Christian, The Hunting Party. I know Bilal stuff, but I haven't been exposed to a lot of it. This one, I feel I'm having I had a bit of a problem struggling through it. I'm like 3/4 of the way through this book as well. I'm having a hard time with it because there's a lot of historical figures within this story. Soviet Russia, that were attached to the Communist Party, and this is based on a true story where these old-timers who still kind of control things. The story is that somebody in their party gets killed, and this takes the idea that it wasn't an accident, it was an assassination. And then it's backed up with kind of the history of the figures in the book and just kind of the backstory of the whole thing. So I feel for myself personally, it's a little too mired in historical events, and I'm just not familiar with them. I'm not familiar with the people. I'm familiar with the basic ideas, but I feel like there's something missing in this for me. Some reviews that I've read on the internet, they praise this quite a bit, and I can completely understand why. Just for me, I feel like I'm missing out on something. But it's an entertaining read, albeit a bit of a struggle. And then finally, Francois Scoiton with Zara, The Hollow Grounds. I guess that's the series, The Hollow Grounds. And this particular volume is called Zara. $10 for this one, which is great. Unbelievable art. Really, really incredible art. Scoiton, I've talked about before, one of his stories that got reprinted in Cheval Noir, I really, really loved. And Earl Grey has talked, I think he has got a few videos about Scoiton. Beautiful book, love the art. There's an opening story basically about the world. I thought it was detached until I started reading a little further. It's actually a character that appears in the main story as well, and it's all based in this same world. Kind of two layers of this planet, one that keeps rotating, and if they don't move, if they don't keep moving, they basically, their whole section of the planet turns upside down, and they fall to the other layer, basically. And the rest of the story is this all-female tribe, I guess, that live on the other layer of the planet, and their day-to-day, it starts off with one of the women going through a ritual where she is going to, I'm assuming to get pregnant to carry on their population in this great image as she goes through this ritual of kissing this slug-like creature, they call it, and then she disrobes, perches herself atop this outcropping of their world, and this shaft of light just encompasses her there. They find out about men, and that brings us into a group of people that are traveling the universe and discover their planet. And these men are the typical, in this kind of story, they're kind of savages, and they live for pain, so they dress up as knights, and they want to go and basically kill these women. And that's where it got a little bit cliche for a moment, until kind of a twist near the end, which I won't spoil. It was a good story. It wasn't my favorite thing from him, but the art was so incredible that it made it worth it. But the story itself, again, seemed to be lacking a little bit. Yeah, I don't, without really spoiling the end, I don't really know what else to say about it other than I'm glad I picked it up and I'm glad I read it, but it didn't blow me away. But any books by him that I see, I want to pick up just because I absolutely love his art so much. I really love his architectural kind of style when he draws kind of their world, and in other stories that I've read, just the detail that he puts into kind of the landscapes, I really enjoy. He had a couple of other of these type of books upstairs, none that were super appealing to me, but these three kind of jumped off the shelf at me. Maybe next month on the first Saturday, I'll go back and have a second look through the other books there and maybe pick up a couple. So there you have it. There's a brief look at some hardcovers. Thanks very much for watching. We'll talk to you.